My Lord and my God, I firmly believe that you are here, that you see me, that you hear me. I adore you with profound reverence. I ask your pardon for my sins and the grace to make this time of prayer fruitful. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me. We are now at the very end of the liturgical year, and we're, as you know, about to enter the period of Advent. So the Church doesn't leave the end of the year very quietly. We go out with a rather fiery bang, offering these powerful apocalyptic readings that reveal a truly cosmic upheaval. And we see that today. It comes in the form of these visions from the prophet Daniel. This prophet lived in Jerusalem during its very tragic history, in a moment of great pain and upheaval, when the Babylonians tore down the city walls and destroyed the city, had no mercy on the inhabitants, and they dragged people off. He was pretty young at that time, and he too was taken into captivity. It's in that context that we read today about this tremendous vision that he describes in chapter 7, the book of Daniel. Basically, it's a very strange vision, but basically he sees these 4 very terrifying-looking beasts, and each one symbolizes a political power of the time. So like first he sees this massive lion with eagle's wings, and that, it is said, represents the Babylonian Empire, which was super powerful and very majestic in its grandeur. Then as he looks, he sees that really creepy looking bear with 3 ribs in its mouth, which, this would symbolize the Persian Empire, which was known for its great strength, its ability to have conquest over other peoples. And then a super weird-looking leopard appears to him with 4 wings and 4 heads. I mean, imagine 4 heads. And that, it is said, stands for the Greek Empire, especially under the famous Alexander the Great, who was noted for his swiftness, his multiple divisions of his empire, even after his death. And then the last one is the 4th beast is, I don't know what it is. It's got iron teeth. It's got 10 horns. Yeah, this one represents the Roman Empire, which was feared because of its brutal power and its dominion all over the place. So this is what he sees. He talks about in today's reading. He sees a lion, this bear, this leopard thing, this generic beast. We don't know what it is. They all look very scary and very, very, I'm sure, very ugly too. So seeing that, you might want to just surrender, and evil is just has taken us over here. But Daniel, he hangs on. And he continues to watch, and there, suddenly, there's this luminous, beautiful vision of the clouds opening up, and I can just imagine there's choirs of angels singing and everything, and then he has this famous line that we've all heard before. He said, "Then I saw one like a son of man coming on the clouds." Like a man, the son of man. Suddenly, all these powerful, gross beasts, they suddenly cower away. They're paralyzed almost by his beauty. It's just way beyond them. And then Daniel's description is, he received dominion, glory, and kingship. Nations and peoples of every language serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion that shall not be taken away. His kingship shall not be destroyed. Of course, Jewish and Christian tradition has identified what he saw there as the divine messianic figure. It's not just a theory, like a cool dream that is there for intellectuals. In fact, Jesus himself identifies with this figure when he spoke in front of the Sanhedrin when he was being accused and arrested. Lord, you identified yourself as the Son of Man, as the Messiah, who's both divine and human. And this gives me so much confidence. That's you, Lord. And the Son of Man's kingdom transcends earthly empires. And it will last forever. It transcends all the Roman power, the Greek power, the Persians, everything. The vision really reveals God's sovereignty amid earthly turmoil. And it foresees the coming of a judgment that's going to come and that will destroy all evil and will establish this everlasting kingdom. That's what is being sort of heralded here. It's like a courtroom drama, a kind of a cosmic struggle between the earthly empires that are symbolized by these beasts and the eternal kingdom of the Son of Man, Jesus Christ. That's you, Lord. And we have to reflect on this as we're about to enter into Advent now, where you're going to come as a little child. Jesus, you embraced this title to be the Son of Man coming in on the clouds. You reveal your divine kingship. I too want to embrace this title for you. And I want the very thought of it to give me peace, to know that you are really in charge of my life. You are the King that reigns in my heart and in my work and in my home and in all the details of my life and even in the upheavals. I want you to reign, Lord. Because we live in a time when we see so much obsession about politics, about governments, about who's in power. The latest polls of the latest politician is up or another one is down. There's a new scandal that appears in the news. We hear about new wars and demands for the dominion on certain territories. All this fascination that we are all sort of grabbed by. This power among politicians. And it's just a whirlwind sometimes that is hard to decipher. And that's why we now end this year on the solemnity of Christ the King, who promises to come in on the clouds. And this must give us hope. We must not let ourselves get too obsessed by all these political powers or too anxious about all these political machinations, about who's right and who's wrong. In fact, Pope Francis, he has highlighted a little bit the nature of that kingdom, the kingdom of Christ. He says that he speaks about the Lord's justice in this kingdom. He says it's not a justice based on vengeance. It's not like payback time, like you see in some of those movies where we see someone who has suffered an injustice, like say John Wick, whose little dog is killed by some criminals, and he goes off on a rampage against his enemies and destroys them all. He seems like a calm guy and gentle on the outside, but when he's contradicted, he tears off his shirt to reveal these crazy gangster tattoos, and he becomes a menace to the bad guys. They literally shake when they hear that he has been contradicted, when he is mad. Jesus, you're not John Wick. You are that luminous figure at the heart of this kingdom. Your plan is a plan of salvation for the innocent, of forgiveness for sinners, of conversion for the hypocrites, even conversion for the criminals. It's even a kingdom of compassion, the reign of the Son of Man who brings healing and judgment. Let us have in our mind this image of the Son of Man coming in on the clouds. We must let him come into our way of thinking, our judgment, so he can give us a broader perspective. Just like those clouds, they give us a broader perspective. Those clouds are like a sign of his dominion, his height over all creation. The clouds are filled with light. You think of the rainbow, the truth of that rainbow that establishes a true covenant between God and man. That's the nature of the clouds. that he is now standing on. It's like when Mary received the message from the angel Gabriel, she was told that the power of the Most High would overshadow her. She was under the protection of that shadow, of that divine cloud. It's God guiding his people. It's God guiding our life. And as you say today in the gospel, Lord, heaven and earth will pass away. Yeah, but my words will not pass away. Let us make these words true and well anchored in our life. I thank you, my God, for the good resolutions, affections, and inspirations that you've communicated to me in this meditation. I ask your help to put them into effect. My Immaculate Mother, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me.